glutton journey has been a crazy, punishing, delicious,
unbelievable
trip around the world to take on some insane challenges. So here's my challenge. Whoa!
TT for Bob!
I've got just 5 days to learn everything I can about catching flying fish. I've got just 5 days to learn how to survive in the claustrophobic galley of this ship. I've got just 5 days to master the ancient art, the Kung Fu tea ceremony. I usually start as a total novice, and then I have 5 days to learn everything I need to know. Then I'm thrown to the wolves, where I compete against people who live and breathe the particular discipline. Master, that guy was like a pizza-making machine.
Yeah, but what do you expect? He's been doing that for 25 years.
Yeah, but that doesn't help me. I've got 5 days to figure out how to do this, right? Most of the time, I'm just praying I don't humiliate myself. Okay, look. I've survived and even succeeded at my challenges, largely because of the kick-ass coaching I received from my astonishing mentors. My favorite part about the whole series definitely had to be all the mentors that I met. Their skills are dazzling, and their personalities are larger than life.
Yeah! I'm Alan Pettigrew, champion haggis hurler.
Hey! See that? Take it home and practice.
Get it over the table if you have to. Sacrifice your body there, son.
God, look at you. You look like a drowned rat.
Do you understand that?
Yes, sir.
I'll be keeping an eye on you.
There is nobody more qualified to take Bob to the Finals of Nations than this kid right here.
If you mess up my steak tartare, I will kill you and then go to your funeral and kill the relatives and mourners.
I hold the world record for the most metals ever eaten.
But are there techniques you're going to be able to teach me? Because I'm here to win.
You've got to prove to me that you're capable of doing this.
Oh, jeez.
The likes of Bob come and go, and they all come down here, and at the end of the day, they fail miserably.
Oh.
You need to practice.
Practice?
Practice. Practice.
It was always tough love, and my mentors were always kicking my butt.
Oh, just Spain, like two hands? Yeah. It's not easy as it looks, right?
Nothing was ever as easy as it looked.
I don't think I've seen a pie that ugly in my whole life.
That looks like a boot.
The very first episode we ever shot, the episode they call in the TV business the pilot, was actually shot 12 months before everything else, and you can tell that because I still had my big surreal gourmet high hair. Now I was operating in a total vacuum. I had no idea if I'd be able to acquire the skills I needed to shuck oysters.
Bob's bringing up the rear here. What's going on?
I'm trying to figure out which end is up. And to do it faster than my lightning-fast competitors.
Go! There he is! Our second place winner, Bob Bloomer! Serious? Look!
Really serious?
It says it right there, Bob Bloomer, 515.
I was totally shocked and busting with pride when I landed a few more victories right out of the gate. I was feeling kind of cocky by the time we headed towards Atlantic City at the end of the first season. My challenge seemed pretty easy. I mean, all I had to do was take over the job of being a humble line chef.
Bob, you want to take 3 pans? I want to take 3 pans.
3 pans, I can handle that. I got my first real taste of what it's like to go down in flames.
Idiot, man.
Bob!
You're off the line.
Bombing out as a line cook really bummed me out. So a couple years later, I went looking for redemption on a pasta line, working with some of the toughest chefs I'd ever stepped into a kitchen with.
This isn't a celebrity chef job.
It's crunch time right now.
You're learning from the best. You don't get this, it's on you.
1 ravioli, 2 bolognese, 1 morantino.
But once again, I just couldn't stand the heat.
You're a beautiful man, but the food will look ugly tonight, so you need to go, please.
Fast forward to the next season, when I was hoping to break my line cook losing streak at a Texan steakhouse.
There's pretty much only 2 people I answer to, God and our customers.
Put it out, baby, let's go! I want to tell y'all don't want me over there. The next thing that comes over wrong, that's going to be the last thing.
Mark, what kind of amateurs you sending us back here?
No more, let's go, get out. You got me in the weeds, let's go.
It's not how I exactly imagined this whole thing was going to end. Avoiding spectacular wipeouts was all about training, and then getting creative with my training.
Get on the ground.
For 5 crazy seasons and 58 punishing episodes, I've taken on food challenges that range from the outlandish to the totally delectable to the completely terrifying. So let's check out the highlights of these 5 amazing seasons.
Hey! You know?
They say that practice is everything, if you really want to be a contender. Doesn't matter what the challenge is, I always want to win. But winning isn't a possibility without intensive training. And my training was downright relentless. I got a better idea. And sometimes, utterly embarrassing.
I'm going to be teaching you everything and anything that's going to save you on this challenge. Oh, dear.
That was what not to do, right?
To develop my skills, I had to get creative. During my training, I try and get a leg up on the competition by bringing in someone I refer to as my out-of-the-box mentor. And these are usually people who can teach me a different skill set that'll help me with my challenge.
1, 2.
I'm having this coordination problem where I can't do 2 different things at the same time.
It's easy with 1.
You're doing
When you're catching a fish, it's gonna be pretty slimy. So I think we need to grease this thing up a little bit. Hey-o! You're gonna get booed.
Some of these mentors were bang on.
Fire!
When I got to Arkansas for a watermelon seed spitting competition, I realized I was gonna need to bring out the big guns.
More elevation. When the round comes out, you're actually aiming upward, and the bullet literally falls in on target. Very good. You probably got close to 30 feet on that one.
It's like hand-to-hand combat with an underwater sea monster.
So why don't you come at me like a catfish?
Okay. Geez, your arm doesn't seem to spin the way mine does. Sometimes my genius ideas strayed a little too far out of the box. I've got just 5 days to learn how to identify morels and survive out here in the wilderness.
He's coming. Get on the ground. Get out. Cover your vitals.
You know, my biggest concern right now is this whole latte art thing.
Focus your attention. You're in charge of the stakes. They are not in charge of you.
But every once in a while, my unconventional training really helped crush the competition.
Bob, I think I got some drills that'll help you out. Grab the knees, get the knees up, get the knees up, get the knees up, come on! Little better, go!
Barrel number 1. Bob Bloomer and Jed Sapkowski.
In every episode, I'm totally immersed in the culture and, of course, the food. Down-home cooking was downright delicious. And the cooks were as delightful as the food.
So are you ready, or?
Am I ready?
Yeah, should we do this?
Dude, I am so ready. Can't believe how much seafood you're putting in here, Big Lou.
That's why Big Lou is a 5-time world champion, because he doesn't skimp on his shrimp.
It's a genuine Lithuanian potato pudding.
Do you have Lithuanian roots?
No.
I love you. I just met you, but I love you.
I've never made pasta from scratch. Do you want me to help at all, or you?
No, that's okay. That's okay, yeah.
Thank you very much. Aloha.
You.
Aloha. Aloha. Where's your shotgun? There you go.
When I headed to England in season 2, all I was thinking about was gorging myself on the great cheese. I had no idea what I was really getting into. When I signed up for the Gloucester cheese rolling competition, I knew it was going to be crazy. But when I was at the top of the cliff looking down, I realized it's not just crazy, it's insane. That rolling wheel of cheese is going to be speeding at 70 miles an hour down this insanely steep hill, and I've got to catch it.
Jeez. You know you're in trouble when your teacher goes down like that. Okay, let me try that.
I really wanted some out-of-the-box help for this one, because it's all about how you land. But what I didn't expect was for my mentor to land on me.
I twisted ligament or cartilage or something. It's insanely painful.
So with an excruciating injury, I headed up to throw myself off a cliff. Waiting for my turn, I started thinking this was a really bad idea.
Guys, we have an injury here.
It was too late to back out. Before I knew it, me and my mangled knee were tumbling down the hill and sliding to a painful finish. I came in second to last, and that really hurt. Then a couple months later, I ended up in knee surgery. Turns out knee surgery was nothing. Up next, some of the nicest and some of the nastiest things I put into my mouth.
What could possibly go wrong?
Being a glutton for punishment was all about discovering a world of food through insane challenges that tested my mettle and battered my self-esteem. And now we're taking a glimpse back at the agony and the ecstasy.
Look, it's magic. Crazy, huh?
My travels have taken me to some of the food capitals of the world. Along the way, from Paris to New York and Naples to Osaka, I had the chance to work beside some exceptional chefs. These guys worked their magic on the best ingredients to dish up culinary revelations. And I was there to eat up every word.
Beat it like he owes you money. There you go.
And every bite.
Wait, there's still more. I think you should call it Great Rolls of Fire.
Sounds good.
Oh yeah, it doesn't get any better than this. Tastes like chicken. Just kidding, tastes like octopus.
The fact that you didn't know what you were going to do with these ingredients half an hour ago totally blows me away. But one of the best meals of the whole series came with a heaping side of punishment. My challenge? To ride one stage of the Tour de France.
Why?
Because I'll burn 5,000 calories, and I'll get to replenish them all in one glorious French meal. Because I'd cycled 115 kilometers to get to the top of the mountain, those 5,000 calories of food and wine were entirely guilt-free. Not everything I've consumed on this show has been quite so pleasurable.
Chew, come on! Help them all!
I cranked up the heat in Hatch, New Mexico at the chili pepper eating competition.
Burn, baby, burn!
But I got way more than I bargained for.
And this is the hottest pepper in the world?
It is. This is going to be extremely hot now, so be careful.
Okay, so do you have anything here? Because I just want to maybe bring this down a little bit before my head explodes.
On my big day, I conquered the peppers. And that inspired me to train to become a judge at the Austin Hot Sauce competition.
This is a new level of complexity, new level of pain.
That's just all heat.
That's all heat.
I've had my butt kicked before, and those are some hot chilies.
The only thing left to do was fight fire with fire.
Whoa!
It's gonna be easy. What could possibly go wrong?
Over the seasons, there were plenty of moments that were just totally terrifying.
Do you want to hold it? Take a couple deep breaths just before you lie down.
I'm taking a big deep breath right now, Lon.
Wait, that's the ladder I'm going down on?
Pass me that beer bottle. I'll show you how powerful he is.
To tell you the truth, I'm more than just a bit nervous.
So these mushrooms can attack in many different ways.
Oh, yes. Mushrooms are clever and cunning.
You got hold up there, Bob.
Way to go.
But terror is just part of my job description. How long am I going to have these things on me for?
Well, in the competition is 12 and a half minutes.
12 and a half minutes?
Right. You might have a time when you want to run, but don't. If you freak out and shrug your shoulders and the bees are on your neck, and you'll get stuck. Now the bees are moving up towards your
Feel it on my Adam's apple.
And now they're starting to be, they'll be on your skin in a few seconds. They're on your neck. Now you feel the pins and needles.
Yeah. Trying to smile. Trying to look relaxed. It's kind of hard.
The sting of danger followed me to Osaka, Japan, where I took on a rare delicacy.
Most poisonous fish, tiger food. Tastes good.
Oh, it's the tastiest and the most poisonous.
Yeah. Why would it be any other way?
I'm going to learn to detoxify the lethal Japanese blowfish. And then eat it. Japanese chefs train for 3 years. I've got just 5 days. Just this last year alone, 33 people were poisoned by fugu, and there are actual deaths that happen every single year here. This is an actual vial of the deadly blowfish toxin.
Just one drop could kill you.
All right, sorry, Charlie.
The legendary sushi chef Tojo-san watches over me. Because if I so much as nick any one of these organs,
how's that?
I could release the deadly toxins.
Do you think that that's safe for me to eat?
Yeah, okay.
Tojo, it's got to be better than okay. Yeah. It's got to be perfect.
Just one slip could have cost me my life, and I wouldn't know it until it's too late. You speed away. I'm gonna make it. I figured nothing I could ever do on Glutton would be as dangerous. Boy, was I ever wrong. I screwed to death in Osaka, only to find it waiting for me off the coast of British Columbia.
You came up way too fast, way too fast.
Next up, my most dangerous challenge ever.
That's for real, all right.
For 5 seasons, I've traveled to the ends of the earth to take on some extraordinary food challenges. And now I want to show you the most humiliating moments, culinary bliss, and all of the sheer terror.
Just one drop could kill you.
All of my close calls were just a warm-up for the cold waters of British Columbia, where I took on a challenge from a group of sea urchin divers.
You got 5 days to learn how to be a sea urchin diver like us.
These guys could harvest hundreds of pounds of urchins on a single tank of air. My challenge was to beat their catch. I was given a 4-hour course in recreational diving, but that wasn't nearly enough to prepare me for my first plunge into 50 feet of icy cold ocean water. Commercial diving, it's a completely different world down there. These guys have no buddy system, they have a minimal amount of safety gear, and what they really rely on are their instincts. When I'm down there, if something really goes wrong, I'm hooped.
It can get nasty. It'll kill you. You came up way too fast, way too fast.
I figured the only way I can possibly beat the pros at their own game is to stay down as long as I can and push the limits of my air tank. When I started to come up, my flippers got tangled in kelp, and while I was struggling to kick myself free, I go to take my next breath, and to my horror, there is no air left. Fortunately, my director sees my eyes bulging out of my head, and he swims over and gives me his alternate air source.
You all right, Bob? You run out of air?
Yeah.
Oh, that's for real, all right.
But in true Glutton style, a few hours later, the pendulum swung from pain to pleasure, and I was off to Sook Harbor House.
The center of that was like liquid foie gras,
where those prickly little urchins became one of the most outstanding dishes I'd ever eaten in my life. By the end of our 4th season, I felt like I'd taken on every food challenge I could dream up, but I still wanted to see if I could push the envelope just a little bit further.
Right there.
I'd already broken one record for the most pancakes flipped in a single hour, so I made a list of 6 other Guinness World Records that I wanted to break. To make the world's largest bowl of salsa, I needed to gather 40 volunteers.
Man, this isn't gonna be easy, is it?
No. When they told me you were coming, I was like, is he crazy? But yeah, you are.
Add in 40 sharp knives and stir in some Murphy's Law.
This is organized chaos without so much organization.
Then for egg cracking, I had to break 2,000 eggs with one hand in just 1 hour. Can you say carpal egg cracking syndrome?
Man, arm is stiffening up.
To my surprise, of all the records I tried to break, onion peeling was definitely the most daunting.
How's my time doing?
Bad.
I mean, 50 pounds of onions in less than 3 minutes? It's crazy.
This record has stood for 30 years. No one has been able to take it down. So my goal today is to beat it by just 1 second.
I fly through the onions just praying I keep on my fingertips. And when it's over, I ask for my time.
2 minutes and 49 seconds!
Through a combination of fantastic mentors, pig-headed determination, and pure stamina, I managed to go undefeated in my final season. All in all, I broke 4 Guinness World Records and established 2 more. Ending Glutton the way I'd always dreamed, in a blaze of glory.
And now, what you've all been waiting for, free pizza for everybody!
But after all the challenges I've taken on, there's one skill set I still haven't conquered.
The biggest problem was your rhythm.
Yeah, no, I've always had white boy rhythm.
Wow. You gotta loosen up.
Mm-hmm.
That's good.
Yeah.
But you gotta get your hips going, too.
Okay, it's time for real.
There you go.
That's kind of sad, isn't it?
1, 2,
No rhythm.
4.
Bob just doesn't have any rhythm.
You imitating me? I can see. What an amazing journey this has been. So here's the 5 seasons of incredible mentors, masterful chefs, and death-defying challenges. Damn. In the end, this show is always going to be a